guys, so today I'm going to be doing an updated video on being gluten-free. As most of you guys know, I am gluten intolerant. I do not have celiac disease, so I don't want those of you who do have celiac disease to think that what I'm saying is applied to you, because you know that's way different. Being sensitive to gluten is it's like a food allergy, so my body just doesn't react very good when I eat it. I did a video like a year ago. That is probably my most viewed video, and I get so many comments still on that video, and I feel like I keep telling people that I'm going to do another video soon, so finally I'm sitting down and going to just update you on how everything is going with it. I'll first tell you guys how I just kind of found out that I don't do well with gluten. I will also let you know what I took out of my diet and then what I put into it instead, and like a daily kind of eating routine, what I eat for each meal, for snacks and things like that, to give you guys ideas and just kind of let you know how it is changing your lifestyle with that. I mean, this isn't just necessarily if you are gluten intolerant, just as with any like sensitivity to any food, just kind of how it goes and just learning how to like deal with it. So I hope you guys all find this video very helpful, and let's get started. So first, how did I find out that I had some sort of issue with gluten? It happened about 2 years ago. I was in my senior year of college. I was in a full day of classes, and towards the end of the day, I was just sitting in class and all of a sudden got a massive stomach ache. Like to the point where I couldn't focus on anything. It was just like all consuming, and it wasn't like cramps or anything. It was just a very bad stomach ache. I got home, I was laying on one of my roommate's beds, and she was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I had no idea, and she had the idea of just writing down what I had been eating lately and just kind of seeing if it was something that I ate. So I wrote everything down, and in the morning I had a Fiber One bar, and then at lunch I had a Luna bar. And both of those are filled with oats, whey, like enriched flour, basically everything that you need to avoid if you are like gluten intolerant. I was kind of like thinking, okay, well, it has to be something here. So I talked to my mom about it, and my mom had said like recently her doctor had told her to try going off of gluten. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's gluten. And I had never really like heard much about that. I never even thought of that, and I am an all or nothing person, so I just basically decided to just cut everything out of my food that was gluten and give it to all of my roommates. So I gave them all my cereal, my bread, like granola bars, everything, and I went to like a Whole Foods store and spent so much money on just like strictly gluten-free foods. That tastes awful. But anyway, so I didn't eat gluten for like a week, and I felt so good. I felt like I had more energy. I never got any stomach aches. I realized that after eating a lot of food, I normally would get a stomach ache, and I would associate that with like fullness. And I thought that a lot of people would just get stomach aches after they ate, and it just meant that they were really full. But I realized like that wasn't normal. And that happened a lot of the time when I was eating pasta or eating a sandwich. And it just kind of like things started to make sense. I kept going kind of throughout, and I would like test things. I would eat some things and kind of see how my body reacted. And I just finally realized like it is gluten. Gluten was the problem, and I just needed to stop eating it. So it was super hard at first. I felt like I was being deprived, and I felt like I couldn't eat anything, and I didn't really know what to do, because I'd always have granola bars or cereal in the morning, and it was really frustrating. So if you kind of have realized that you're gluten intolerant and you're just frustrated because you feel like you can't eat anything, like don't worry, like that's how I felt at first, but you kind of get to the point where I don't even realize that I can't eat it anymore. Now I just kind of pass over anything that has gluten in it, and it just kind of becomes a lifestyle. So don't worry, you'll pick up on things, and it'll just make you feel so much better that it's totally worth it. It was also hard when I moved in with Andrew, because he was such a bread person, loves pasta, bread, sandwiches, and all that. And it was hard for him really for a while, up until like a couple months ago. And now he has just gotten so used to it. We rarely have bread. We never have bread in our house. We sometimes have a gluten-free bread, but like once every couple months. And he just has kind of learned to eat what I eat, and it's actually made us a lot healthier because we are avoiding baked goods. We don't really have cookies ever, cake, which is great because that's a lot of like excess calories that you don't really need. We don't really eat sandwiches that much. We don't have pasta unless we have gluten-free pasta from Trader Joe's. We'll do that every now and then. It's kind of forced myself to be healthy because I have to replace a lot of those calories, a lot of those carbs with other foods. So I'm using a lot more vegetables, a lot more fruits, and a lot more like fibers and grains. A lot of processed foods have gluten in them, and that is a good thing for me because packaged processed foods aren't really good for you. So it's just helped me kind of become a more like eat more real raw foods, and it's just kind of affected so many different aspects of my life. That kind of made me start using more gluten-free body products and hair products because those would make me really itch. I'm more aware of what I'm putting on my skin, and it all just kind of goes full circle. Like whatever is going on your skin is going into your body, and your body's going to react to it somehow, good or bad. A couple signs that I know gluten is affecting me. If I eat it, I get really itchy, like my legs will get really itchy, like an allergic reaction. I will get really bad stomach aches. Sometimes if I just eat one thing, it'll kind of set it off, but other times it's kind of like if I eat a little bit here and there throughout the week, all of a sudden it'll kind of add up and I'll get a stomach ache then. My skin has actually cleared up a lot after cutting gluten out of my diet. It's almost like my body is trying to like get it out, and breakouts were kind of a way that I kind of saw it. I also feel like I get a lot more energy when I don't eat gluten. If I do eat something that has it in it, it kind of just makes me kind of feel like bleh. If I know that I have to go somewhere and eat something, or if I really want something, then I have these. These are from Vitacost. They are gluten enzyme pills. So basically you take one of these before, it's kind of like dairy. You take one of these before you eat something with gluten in it, and it helps your body, it like produces an enzyme that helps your body digest it more, and it actually really, really helps. So if there's something that I'm like, I really want this, I will take one of those and I'll have those in my purse. Like if I'm out somewhere and I can't really avoid it, those are kind of like my saving grace. But I don't recommend like taking those just to be able to eat it. Those are kind of like a safety net for me, and if I have to eat it, then I'll take one of those and it'll help. But I've noticed before, like if I take them like too often, it's not good and your body doesn't react well to it. So those are like, I use those sparingly, but it is kind of nice to be able to eat some things and not have a negative effect from it. But those are not for people with celiac disease. It's just kind of if you're sensitive to gluten. So a daily diet for me, I'm going to just kind of go throughout my day and let you know what I eat. I've cut out like breads and pastas. I've cut out baked goods. Just like those kind of carb things are basically gone from our house. When people usually come over, they're like, you guys don't have any snack foods, because most of our snack foods are like fruits and vegetables and trail mix and stuff. So for breakfast, I will either eat yogurt with fruit like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries. I will drizzle some honey on it, cinnamon, and I'll put some chia seeds on there for a little bit. It helps fill me up a little bit more. I will make a smoothie. If you guys saw my smoothie video, kale, spinach I use for vegetables. I'll put in frozen fruit, some yogurt, and juice or almond milk, and I'll have like some coffee. That's a typical breakfast for me. If I'm running out the door, I usually just take a Kind bar, which are just nuts and fruit like dates. They're amazing. I get them off of Vitacost, and they are a perfect snack to just have on hand all the time or in your purse. For snacks, I'll have trail mix. I'll have like apples and almond butter. I love almond butter. It's so good. You can eat cheese. You can eat any types of fruit and vegetables. I love hummus. Carrots, cucumbers dipped in hummus, tomatoes in hummus. For lunch, I love taquitos. Like you can have corn. So I get the taquitos wrapped in the corn tortillas. If I ever want like a sandwich, I will just do it without the bun, so I'll just do turkey and cheese and lettuce and veggies and mustard. I have a lot of salads with chicken. I do stir fry, just don't eat soy sauce. Soy sauce isn't good, it has a lot of gluten in it. But like grilled chicken with peppers and onions, vegetables. I have a lot of rice, so I'll do like a teriyaki bowl with chicken and veggies and rice. Chipotle is a good place to go because you can get, just their salad bowl, and it's just basically like beans and rice and lettuce and meat, which is a lot of what I eat. For dinners, we'll have seafood. We'll make ahi, like I love seared ahi with like in a spinach salad, just salad in general, grilled chicken. I'll lightly bread it sometimes and it's okay. Me and Andrew make chili a lot, which is just straight beans, and we'll do like ground turkey sometimes and tomatoes in it, and it's really, really good and really satisfying. I get the gluten-free pasta from Trader Joe's, and I will make spaghetti with that. You just kind of have to find other things. We go to Rubio's a lot. We get a lot of seafood, Mexican food. Those things are easy to find. Stuff that's not like corn tortillas are super easy, so you can have tacos and burritos and stuff like that. Basically, we just don't like add garlic bread to our meals. We'll have like our vegetables and our protein and our rice or legumes, and we're good to go. I don't often buy gluten-free foods, like gluten-free foods. The only ones I buy are, I'll get gluten-free spaghetti from Trader Joe's every now and then, and I buy like a gluten-free loaf of bread probably like once every couple months. I don't get it very often. I don't buy gluten-free stuff because, first of all, I don't think it tastes very good. It tastes so bland and kind of like dry and missing something. It also costs a lot of money. Like when I first discovered I couldn't have gluten and I went to the store and bought all of that stuff that was gluten-free, I spent so much money. It's crazy. And there's also a lot more calories in those foods because they were replacing the gluten with other stuff that actually gives you more calories. So I try to stay away from the gluten-free section, which is kind of funny, but it's not hard to just eat regular foods. You just don't eat the gluten. You don't eat the bread and the pasta and all that stuff. So another thing, when I'm like going out to eat or from somewhere, I don't ever crave like pasta. I don't crave getting bread because I know that it's not going to make me feel good. So you're not going to want to eat the thing that's going to make you feel gross. You know, it's just kind of like a no-brainer for me. But yeah, just don't be discouraged. It's not the end of the world. It's just, you just have to deal with it and you have to find other alternatives and it'll work. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I know I probably missed a ton of things, but I could talk forever. There's so much that I've learned throughout this whole journey of getting gluten out of my diet, but it has helped so much. So if you guys are in the same situation, or you are in the situation that I was like a couple years ago, don't worry, it'll get better. It gets super easy and it just becomes part of your life. If you guys have like specific questions, just leave them down below, or tweet me or send me a message on Facebook. That's probably a quicker way for me to get a response. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you can see my future uploads, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!